Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to be talking about the forward skating stride. There's several points that are of importance while doing the forward skating stride. The first one is knee bend to a 90-degree angle. Upper body should be upright, straight, so this portion of your body is extended and open, so you can breathe freely with it. The push off, which should be done on perpendicular to the skating stride, so you're pushing 90 degrees to the side, or you're trying to excuse me, while you're gliding forward, the push will stay basically in the same place, which makes it feel or look like it's going behind, but it actually doesn't. The whole pressure should be put sideways. The initial push off is going back because you have to generate momentum forward first. Once you have that momentum generated, then you translate over to the side-to-side motion. The fall is another important aspect of the forward stride. It's utilizing the weight of the body to start the push. So the push is started with the body falling in the new direction, and at the same time the push-off leg extending. This reduces the amount of power you're going to have to produce with the push-off leg. You're using the weight of the body as well. Makes it more economical in terms of energy. That pretty well concludes the forward stride. Backward.
Get it again, sorry. Okay.
This next phase this next fragment is going to be to demonstrate the stride with the body weight shift from one side to the other. One more simply doing the stride, starting with the 2 pushes back. Once we get the motion, side to side motion with the pushes. The first 2 steps are going to be just regular back steps. The following steps are going to be with the fall. Next fragment, we have talked about this fall. Now, the first one I want to show is the fall forward. Okay, the next one I want to do is the fall forward for the initial 2 steps, which gives the basic momentum to going forward. Okay?
So the fall forward.
Yeah, so you're going to take me from the side here. Okay?
Okay, wait a sec. Wait. Go.
Okay, falling forward here now, falling from side to side, and the leg finishes the extension. You can see that very nicely when he's going to come up straight towards us. Fall, fall, and extend.
All right, anytime.
Okay, now here we see the fall and forward, and then now he's going from side to side. Again, we're going to watch the fall and, yes. Okay, the initial fall is what gives that point on, it becomes a side-to-side motion. So the body is given through the fall. Following that initial fall, everything happens from side to side. The initial fall is a front fall. You're falling forward into the direction where you're going to be skating. After that, it becomes side to side.
Going to demonstrate.
That's why I'm here. All right? So let's line up on the goal line and then we'll start.
Next round steps.
The warm-up. Just in and out skating. Down to the other end. One leg at a time striding.
Use the knees.
Knees together. So there's a lot of outside edges on this. There's the inside edges on the other one. Okay, now the edges. Struggle with this one. Outside edge, inside edge, knee bent. So you need a good knee bend.
You did? No. Okay, so remember, forward stride, there are three basic components to the forward stride. Then the short step at the start, the medium stride, which is generally speaking the one most people use, and then the long stride. Okay? The long stride is not equivalent to coasting. You keep pushing, but you have already reached your maximum speed. So what you're trying to do is maintain that top speed without killing yourself by stepping. You use the glide phase as well. All right? It's one stride that's not very often used, but it is a very efficient stride once you can get it done. So what we're going to do is we'll start with that one because it's the hardest one to get, and then we'll go on to what's more natural for you guys, and we'll have a little go on the starts, then we'll do some back skating. Okay? Do we work on crossovers as well? Okay, so we'll do some crossovers as well. Okay, guys. So line up, please. Okay, the long stride, guys, did you line up on the... Thank you. The long stride is basically, it involves a fall. So you use your body weight as well as the extension of your leg, and the pressure against the ice is what actually gives you the push. Okay, so you let your body fall from one side.
So you fall and pressure against the ice with your blade. Side to side. Let your body fall.
And the curve is important. There's a slight curve in the push. But you don't want to get your body to go this way. You always keep this part facing straight forward. And if you go like this, you're lost. Right? That curve is important because that's the only place you can push. You exert some pressure against the ice. Okay?
So you push on the curve.
Right.
So a straight line along the goal line.
demonstrate, please? Yeah. You notice he's got a straight and a curve. The curve is when you actually finish the push. Bring the straight and let the body fall. Okay? Let's try that again.
So the body falls during the straight and you push during the curve. Like you said.
Try to not keep the legs too much like this and rush to step down. Allow for these to come in. Because then it puts more weight on the backside. Makes it a little more efficient. Okay, last time everybody. Can we do that again? Let's go. Now we're going to do the medium stride, and the medium stride is the one that if I told you to go as quickly as possible from here to there, that's the stride you're going to use, okay? After the first 3 or 4 steps, that becomes the medium stride, okay? So we'll do that. Everybody ready? We're going to go as quickly as we can to the ring end line, okay? Ready? Go! Watch yourself on the wide strike. Okay, just come down here for a second. I'll just bring it over out. Now, we're just going to make a mark here on the ice. That's where my foot stands, okay? Excuse me. If I recover and come about shoulder width, which is not this much. Okay, I recover and come back here before I push. I can extend my push all the way there, right? And finish my push this way. Now what I'm complaining about and what I'm seeing is people coming together starting with this. Okay? So here you've got, you see the mark here where I started initially? And look at now, it's more than a blade length. It's more than a blade and a half. Okay? A blade is approximately, give or take, about 20 centimeters. So for the ease of calculation, you take the 20 centimeters and assuming you do 10 strides down the ice, and somebody does 10 strides starting from here, and you're the guy that's here, you, at the end of the ice, you're 2 meters behind. You understand? But you understand the importance of it. Right? 2 meters, is that an important distance when you play hockey? Yeah, you better believe it. Okay? So let's try and work at this. And this time we're not going to worry about going so fast, but we're going to concern ourselves with bringing our feet back more together. In order to do so, we're going to touch our heels every time before we come back here. So we get some feedback on whether our legs are together.
We're trying to get that.
Okay.
Them to recover a little more.
Does everybody understand what I'm asking you to do? Yeah. Yeah? Any questions? Something unclear? No?
He wants you to touch your heel.
If I'm touching your heels, I can always tell you, bring your feet together. And what we think and what we do is very often 2 different things. And in other words, for me to tell you to bring your feet together, you're going to do something a little more than what you do normally, but you're still going to be too far apart. So let's try to touch them. You know exactly where they are. When you go faster, they'll still be tighter than they were before. Can we do that? Okay. Everybody go ahead.
So the idea of this is just to overcompensate. They're not going to skate like this. And then when they go back to the stride, the idea is to have a little more of a recovery. The longer your skate's in contact with the ice on your stride, the faster you're going to go.
Now, let's try to do it one more time, but push harder, okay? Let's see if we can still touch your heels. Ready? Go! Just try it normal without touching the heels, okay? And then when you get, basically you should have your top speed by the time you reach the blue line. The first blue line, not the second. Okay? And so by that time, you can switch over to the longer stride and go to the other. Alright? So let's try it. Don't take a short back because you don't have the top speed of the blue line. Back up. That's it. Okay. Hang on, I get up there.
And from the medium stride to the long stride at the end.
Just before, okay? You should feel that from the time you leave here, you get to the red line, you cannot go any faster. You just maintain at the red line, okay? Let's try it. Ready? Go! Hey! Okay? All right. Now, you're going to watch yourself when you skate, okay? This may sound a little bit crazy, but it's not. And what you do is, skating is very explosive. So essentially skating is the same as if you were to do a jump reach every time you stride, okay? But in order to do the jump reach and go as high as you can, what do you need to do? Buddy, what do you need to do? Pardon me? No, you need to pay attention. Let me step from something.
Bend your knees.
Thank you, yes. That's number one criteria. And
Bend
then
your
you
knees.
push upwards. When you skate, it's no different. You go down, you bring your leg back like this, then you push. What I'm seeing is a lot of people putting the energy in the wrong place. You're trying to go hard, and you bring the leg, and you go this, but you bring your energy getting that leg down on the ice. No, the energy does not go there. The energy goes this way. Then you bring it back. Okay, but the bringing it back comes from this muscle here, called the hip flexor. That's the one that determines how quickly you stride. It's not this muscle. This muscle determines how hard you can push against the ice. But this one here is a relatively small muscle, but very, very strong. And that's the one that determines the frequency of your strides. And how frequently you stride will determine how fast you are, or how quick you are. You understand? So when you do dry land, any exercise you can do to strengthen this is a bonus. Okay? So now what I would like to do is at a slower pace than what we've been doing, is push hard here, quick, and then push again. Right? But I'd like you to, you're going to look a little funny and you're going to feel a little funny. But I want you to understand where the energy goes and what happens. Okay, so you're going to push here, quick, push, quick, okay? And then we'll try to put it in practice with this. Right? Let's hold on the line, let's try this. Understand what we're doing. So we start down, this way here, push hard,
Awesome to stress the hip flexors. Very similar to what sprinters do in their warm-up before racing. It's the recovery.
the quicker you force yourself to perform this, disregarding of what it looks like is totally irrelevant because we're not in a beauty contest here. We're just trying to understand the concept. All right? So don't worry about what you look like. I'm not going to expect you to skate this way for the rest of your life. But you're trying to grasp the concept. So give it the time. Stretch, then recoil this way. The quicker you do this, the quicker you're going to push. All right? So we're going to try that one more time. But I really would like to see when you push here, tight. The minute you extend, you have the full extension here. It's like an elastic band. It's fully extended and it recoils. Okay? You don't have to push, stand for a while, then bring it in. Okay? Ready? Go. Do dry land in the summertime. What do you focus on when you do dry land? Legs. What do you do with your legs? Cardio, yes. And what else? How do you do that? You know what? One good thing you can do, if you're really wanting to increase your speed, aside from doing all the weight thing and agility things, is try and work with some people who do track and field. Especially the sprinters. Don't waste too much time with the hurdlers because that doesn't do you any good. But sprinters, this is essentially, guys, are we disturbing you here or what? When you work with sprinters, the essence of the whole sprint is moving the feet quickly. Skating is no different, okay? Your game is a game of speed. You need to be quick. And in order to be quick, you need to move your feet fast. Do yourself a favor, do some of these exercises. If you've got some organization that does track and field, try and join them and tell the coach this is what I'm interested in. They'll be happy to have you. And they'll teach you everything you want to know and it'll help you greatly. Believe me. Okay, we're going to do that one more time, but now instead of doing it separate like we've been doing it, push, recoil, we're going to try and do it with a start here. Okay? This is where you're going to really feel this recoil, is when you let yourself fall forward. You're going to move your feet quickly in order to generate the speed to get going. Once you got your 3 steps done, or 4 steps maximum, then you can go on to your medium stride that we just did. Okay? So let's try that. Yeah, move down a bit. Actually, you guys can move in front of the net. This is no goalie anyways. Okay, ready? Go!
So 4 quick strides, then the medium, and then the long stride.
What I'm seeing is a lot of people, and I'll do it this way so you guys can see it a little better what I mean. I see a lot of people starting to sprint. There's too much glide. There's too much glide, it's slow. What you need, these are the only 3 steps you take in skating that I go from front to back. Everything else goes side to side.
Three
initial steps in the start go front to back, and they go like this. Okay? Very quick, very short, but very intense. Right? So let's try this, and you just do the starting step and stop.
Just the first 3 are front to back, or about 45-degree angles, and then you get into a side-to-side motion.
have to, at the very least, this and then go. Okay? Ready is this, and then you're ready to just jump. Well, and the reason I don't say go is because I would like you to feel when you let your body fall and when you need to push. And that's up to you to feel, and if I say go, I'm afraid that I'm pushing a rhythm on you that does not work with you. That's why I'm not saying go. Okay? So I'd like you to really feel this. Start forward, don't start sideways.
Start forward.
We're working on this, we're discussing
Toes
this
out.
technique.
Knees
And
bent.
doing this is not very different, but right now this is not what we're focusing on. Okay? Ready? The other thing is, that has this drop. Okay? I know I said fall forward. You fall forward. If you don't fall forward with the head leaning the fall. And what's leading the fall is your chest. It's going as if somebody. It's okay. One thing, we all do this. Okay? It doesn't matter what level of proficiency we have. The minute we learn something new, or we work on something slightly different, we have a little bit of anxiety to rely on our sensory feedback. And so what we end up doing, we think we have to look where we're going and what we're doing with our feet. And that's not a good thing, okay? So, yeah, you felt it. You know what? That's good. You felt because you were trying to get your head up and it felt a little outlandish. But all the things that I've been saying about having this was directed at you. You're a good skater, but you start like this. And so the shoulders come first rather than your chest come first. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for trying. Okay, we'll do that again. Keep the chest up, keep your head up.
Head up, chest forward.
Now we'll just keep back. Okay? Let's get two groups. I'm not interested about speed, but I'd like to see a group red first, white second, white control. Red, ready, go.
We're just working on the stride. So it's an initial fall and then push out sideways, backwards.
Rotation up here is going to trigger rotation in the hips, and then it's going to make you turn around unless you stabilize it and use extra muscles. Every time you use extra muscles that you don't really need or you shouldn't use for an exercise, it's depleting your energy amount. All right? You've got a certain level of energy, and then you deplete it for nothing. Use it before when you want to sprint. So keep working so you work this way. A little bit of rotation will go this way, but you certainly don't want to have it. Okay? Got it? Questions? like this, you come back like this, but in a hurry to get going again, you're depleting the chances of acceleration of increasing